Hello and welcome students. Today we are going to start first topic of OCM subject, that is Introduction of Commerce and Business. This is the fifth lecture of this topic. Let's start it. Introduction of Commerce and Business. Dear student, in previous lecture we studied about first aspect of business activity, that is industry. Now in this lecture we are going to study about the second aspect of business activity, that is commerce. And in it we will study about the trade and auxiliary to trade. So today's subtopic of this first topic is, that is commerce. Let's start it. Classification of business activity. That as you know that business is an economic activity which is concerned with the production, distribution and exchange of goods and services with the motive of earning profit. So, business activities involve production activity and distribution activity. Production activity related to industry and distribution activity related to commerce. So, commerce is engaged in distribution of goods and services which produced by industry. Here, commerce is divided as trade and auxiliary to trade. So, buying and selling of goods and services with the help of auxiliary to trade called commerce. So, and trade is classified as home trade and foreign trade, and home trade is divided at wholesale trade and retail trade. Foreign trade classified as import trade, export trade, intra-import or re-export trade. Let's see what is trade. Here, commerce is that part of business activity which is concerned with distribution of goods and services produced by industry. So, role of commerce start from after the role of industry gets over. Industrial activity that is producing goods and services is of no use unless it is sold to ultimate consumer. So, commerce include buying and selling of goods and services which is produced by industry. So, as well as it remove all the hindrances in the process of distribution of goods and services. It remove all the difficulties in the process of distribution of goods and services. So, commerce bridges the gap between producer and consumers by exchange of goods and services. That goods and services which are produced by industry are distributed by commerce. So, commerce is further divided in trade and auxiliary to trade. Let's see what is trade. Actual buying and selling of goods and services is called trade. Trade is an exchange of goods and services. Trade is an exchange of goods and services with money or money's worth. Trade may be exchange of goods and services for money, or trade may be barter transaction, barter exchange, that is when goods are exchanged for goods. So, goods are made available to consumer in different market, that is from local market to international market. In trade, ownership and possession of goods and services transfer from seller to buyer. For example, if you want to purchase a book, then you give money, then you give price to bookseller, and then bookseller give the book to you. He sell it to you. So, here possession or ownership of that book transfer from seller to you, that is seller to buyer. So, actual buying and selling of goods and services is called trade. Trade is further classified as home trade and foreign trade. Home trade or internal trade, or foreign trade or external trade. Let's see it. Home trade. Home trade involve buying and selling of goods and services within the country. Here, buying and selling is within the country. So in home trade, buying and selling of goods and services take place within the geographical boundaries of country. That is, trade which is carried on within the country is called home trade. For example, purchasing goods from the shop, purchasing goods from exhibition, from regional market, purchasing goods from mall, purchasing goods from the door salesman are the examples of home or internal trade. Trade between two different states or cities considered as internal trade. For example, trade between people residing in the state of Maharashtra and the state of Karnataka is called home trade. Trader of India sell the goods any part of the country is called internal trade. So in home trade, buyer and seller are within the nation. In home trade, buyer and seller are within the nation. It is conducted with local currency for the exchange of goods and services. In Indian, local currency is rupees. So trade is conducted in local currency. So in India, home or internal trade is conducted with Indian local currency, that is in rupees. So further, home or internal trade divided as wholesale trade and retail trade. Divided as wholesale trade and retail trade. Home trade is divided as wholesale trade and retail trade. Students, you may hear that he is a wholesaler, he is a retailer, he sells goods on wholesale basis. Let's going to know what is wholesale trade and what is retail trade. Wholesale trade. In wholesale trade, goods are purchased and sold in bulk. That is, goods are purchased and sold in large quantities. In wholesale trade, goods are purchased and sold in large quantities. When goods are purchased in large quantities from the manufacturer or producer for the purpose of resale to retailer, it is known as wholesale trade. And the person who is engaged in wholesale trade is known as wholesaler. Who is the wholesaler? The person who conducts such a trade is called wholesaler. And wholesaler purchase goods from the producer and sell it to the retailers. For example, an authorized distributor buying 1000 mobiles from a manufacturer and selling 300 of them to retailer is an example of wholesale trade. See this distribution channel. Wholesaler is the link between producer and the retailer. He is the link between producer, that is manufacturer, and retailer. Wholesaler is the link between manufacturer and retailer. Is the middleman between the wholesaler is the link between manufacturer and retailer. Wholesaler purchase the goods from manufacturer or producer and sell it to retailer. So wholesaler is the link between manufacturer and retailer. Let's see retail trade. Retail trade. Retail trade is business activity associated with the sale of goods to the final consumers. Retail trade means buying and selling of goods and services in small quantities. When goods are purchased and sold in relatively small quantity to the ultimate consumer is known as retail trade. So a retailer is the one who purchases from the wholesaler, or sometimes directly from the producer or manufacturer. And the person who engage in this retail trade is known as retailer. A retailer is the one who purchases from the wholesaler or producer. Let's see here. Retailer purchase the goods. Retailer purchase the goods from the wholesaler and sell it to final consumer. He is the link between wholesaler and consumer. Sometimes he purchase the goods from the producer or manufacturer and sell it to ultimate final consumer. So a retailer is the one who purchase from the wholesaler. Who purchase from the wholesaler and sell it to consumer. Sometimes directly from the he purchase the goods directly from the manufacturer or producer and sell it to consumer. For example, buying 50 or 100 mobile from wholesaler and selling this mobile on one-to-one basis to customer, to final consumer as per their requirement is an example of retail trade. So he sell them in smaller quantity to final consumer. So retailer is the link between wholesaler and consumer, or sometimes manufacturer to ultimate consumer. Next, foreign trade or external trade. When trade takes place between different countries, it is known as foreign trade. Trade between different countries is foreign trade or external trade. For example, trade between India and America is an example of foreign trade. Here, buyer is from one country and seller is from another country. So the trade that take place between the buyer and the seller of two different countries is known as foreign trade. When boundaries of two countries are crossed, then different currencies are used. So foreign trade involves the use of foreign currency. It needs foreign currency for the completion of the transaction. For example, trade between India and Japan, India and USA. So foreign trade is divided as import trade, export trade and intra-import trade. Let's see it. Import trade. When goods and services are purchased from another country, it is called as import trade. It means purchasing the goods from other country and bringing them inside the boundary of our country. That is buying petroleum from Saudi Arabia or India buying goods from America. India import crude oil from Saudi Arabia. Buying new technology from America is an example of import trade. Next, see export trade. When goods and services are sold to foreign buyers, then it is called as export trade. It involves selling the goods to a foreign buyer. So the goods cross the national boundary. For example, India selling goods to Japan, selling agriculture products to Saudi Arabia, selling grapes to foreign country. These are the examples of export trade. Let's see intra-import trade. It involves importing the goods from one country and reselling these goods to the another country. that is, interport trade is the combination of import and export trade. It involves importing the goods from one country and reselling these goods to another country. For example, Indian seller importing goods from Japan and re-exporting same goods to Africa. Indian trader importing or purchasing goods from Japan and re-export the same to Sri Lanka. It is called interport trade or re-export trade. Another example, that buying raw steel from Japan after converting it into finished steel, selling it to South Africa. These are the examples of interport trade. Let's see the auxiliaries to trade. As you know that commerce is trade plus auxiliary to trade. All those activities that facilitate smooth flow of goods from manufacturing center to the consumption centers are called aids to trade or auxiliaries to trade. These activities, these auxiliary to trade, these activities play supportive role. They help in removing difficulties which arise during the production and distribution of goods and services. These auxiliaries to trade are transport, warehousing, insurance, banking, advertising, mercantile agent and communication. Let's see the various auxiliaries to trade. First, transport. Modes of transport facilitate movement of men and material from one place to another, and transport create place utility. The goods are produced at one place, but they are demanded over a wide area. So, goods are to be sent to different places where they are demanded. So, mode of transport facilitate movement of men and materials from one place to another place. It helps in carrying the goods from one place to another, that is, from the areas of production to the center of consumption. For example, apples are grown in Kashmir while consumed in Mumbai and other parts. Transport helps transfer of goods and passenger from one place to another. So, transport creates place utility by transferring the goods from areas of plenty to the areas of scarcity. Place utility. What is place utility? Transport creates place utility, that goods are transferred from one place to another as per the demand. Place utility is a utility created through availability of goods or services at a particular place. It assures movement of raw material up to the factory place and movement of finished goods up to the customer. Transport widens the market from local to regional and from regional to national and international level. So, transport brings the world closer. So, development of commerce and growth of trade depends on transport. So, transport, different means of transport helps to trade. Next, warehousing. It solves the problem of holding the stock of goods during the time gap between production and consumption. There is a time gap between production and consumption, and it solves the gap between production and consumption. Many times goods are produced in one season, but they are demanded throughout the year. For example, agricultural product. Similarly, some goods can be produced throughout the year, but demanded only during a particular season. For example, woolen cloths, raincoats, etc. That is, umbrellas are manufactured throughout the year, but mainly demanded during rainy season. So, it is important to store goods carefully from time of production to the time of sale. So, time utility is created through availability of goods and services at particular time. So, warehousing removes difficulty of time. So, there is a gap between production and consumption. it becomes difficult for a trader to maintain the quality of product till they are demanded, and this time difficulty is solved by warehousing. Warehousing makes it possible to store the goods properly. Warehouses are also called godowns. In warehouses, goods are preserved in good condition till their consumption. It ensures the supply of seasonal goods throughout the year. So, it also regulates market supply of goods from time to time according to the changes in the market demand and bring price stability. Next, insurance. There are various risks involved in the business. The goods may be destroyed while in production process or in transit due to accidents or in storage due to fire or theft. The businessman prepared to cover this risk, and insurance company undertake to compensate the loss suffered due to such risks. Businessmen ensure their goods by paying premium regularly. Insurance solves the difficulty of risk. Insurance solves the difficulty of risk. Although risk cannot be avoided completely, but they can be minimized by taking insurance policy. So businessmen concentrate on their business without worrying about risk. Thus, insurance helps to trade for smooth functioning of trade. Next, banking. For every business activity, money is required. Money is required for starting and running the business. And banks supply money to the business. Businessman can be obtain fund or money from the bank. And bank provide loan, overdraft, cash credit, etc. to businessman. Here, overdraft means it is a form of financing issued by bank. It is a process of granting short-term credit to an account holder when their balance drops below zero. Basically, an overdraft means that the bank allows customer to borrow a set amount of money. So, if customer does not have enough fund in their account to complete a transaction, the overdraft covers the difference. So, it's a short-term loan provided by bank to their account holder. So, bank provide loan, overdraft, cash credit to businessman. Bank provide many services like checks, drafts, debit card, credit card, and different online transactions. So, bank solve the difficulty of finance. Bank help the trader to carry their business activity smoothly. Next, advertising. Advertising is an effective aid in selling the goods, and it provides information about goods and services. Advertising creates demand for new product. The producer can communicate all information about goods and services with the help of advertisement. And advertisement creates a strong desire in consumer to buy the product. And through advertisement, the public is informed about the new discoveries and new product. Thus, advertising spread relevant information about the product and their availability. Advertising can be carried in different ways. In different ways, it can be indoor or outdoor. It creates desire in consumer to buy the product. And advertising can be carried in different ways, that is indoor advertisement and outdoor advertisement. Communicating with the people when they are in their home is called indoor advertising. That is newspaper, radio, TV, these are the indoor advertising. And communicating with people when they go out from their homes is called as outdoor advertising. For example, posters, hoardings, neon signboard, these are the examples of outdoor advertisement. So, the advertising is an effective aid in selling the goods and advertising helps for smooth functioning of business. Next, mercantile agent. Consumers are scattered over a very wide area, and it is not possible for seller to contact the customer, and this difficulty is solved by mercantile agent. Mercantile agent bridge the gap between buyer and seller. For example, brokers, estate agent are some examples of mercantile agent. These agents bridge the gap between buyer and seller. They act as link or middleman between producer, wholesaler and retailer. They sell the goods and services on behalf of producers, wholesalers and retailers, and in return for some commission. And thus mercantile agent provide specialized services at various stages of distribution. Next, communication. There is a need of communication facilitating the traders, producers and consumers with one another. So, in today's world, there is an information explosion. The different market participants such as trader, producer and consumer need to communicate information among themselves. They are able to exchange information through various means of communication such as cell phone, postal services, email. With the help of this medium, with the help of this communication, messages can be communicated to other places quickly, safely and confidentially. So, these auxiliaries to trade helps to trade to facilitate smooth flow of goods from manufacturing center to the consumption center and help to remove the difficulties that arise during the production and distribution of goods and services. Student, in this lecture we studied about commerce and trade and types of trade and auxiliaries to trade. Thank you.